I gotta do a better job recording because I hate it when I talk for a good minute and because my face is so close to the phone that it will pause or cut short and it will just kind of aggravate me. But hopefully this time it will record everything that I have to say. I hate doing redos, so hopefully that'll work. Um, so there's this topic that I really want to talk about, and it was from a YouTube. My inspiration was from this YouTube post, and it was one of those little mimes. I would call it a thirst trap mime or a meme, to where it was a photo of a plus size woman, and they're putting this kind of scenario that she makes six figures, she's very social, um she's very social, she has housewife skills, she's easy to get along with, she's faithful, this and that, um good in bed. um the thing is that she won't lose weight, and that's like the only thing. She's the perfect girl, but she won't lose weight. And this is one of those little pity party guilt trips. And the woman was okay. She could be like real fine if she just lost some weight. It's not really that hard to do. You have all that money. Yeah, you telling me you have no time to lose weight. You have no whatever. You have all this time to catch up on sports or have fun with the fellas, and you can't go to the gym and just lose a couple pounds. This is a made-up scenario, so that's why I'm not really gonna take it too literally or too seriously, because it's a made-up. And then the funny thing, I had this kind of this woman, this older woman, who was I'm assuming she was overweight too as well, and um she was dark skinned, and then nothing bad with being dark skinned, but I just wanted to like prove like a point, like there's a double standard to this later. Um, she was trying to make a point that nothing wrong with being overweight, blah blah blah. And the thing is that the picture it has a double standard to it, because a lot of brothers are okay with overweight light skinned women, and I probably make that point. I probably will post that when if she replies back. But that's why the woman's light skin. That's why they put a light skinned woman. If they put a Gabby Sidibe or a dark skinned sister on there, a lot of dudes will egg it on and just kind of say, "Oh hell no, I'm not dating her. She ain't cute." And so yeah, there's a light skin complexion to it. There's a light skin double standard to it, to where guys are okay with you know obese light skinned women, but they will frown with disgust when they see dark skinned women who are not in shape. um yeah, and I had my best friend. I was kind of sad that I was a little disappointed that he fell into the trap, because he was like, "Man, she's making all that money. I'm living comfortable. Man, she's making all that money. Um, we living good." And I'm looking like, who's we? She's living good. She's just using you for sex, company, and something to do when she's bored. She doesn't need you. Dude, I can imagine the trap you would fall. Imagine, like, hey, you're with this woman and she's gloating her lifestyle among your family and former friends, and your former friends don't fuck with you, and you're living way out in Malibu, and then like 6 months later, you thinking that you're gonna stay with this chick, and you forget that, hey, she has no plans on marrying you, she has no plans on being in a serious relationship, and you're basically expired. You're you're out homeless in Malibu, and you know nobody wants to take you in, and you've been living so comfortably that hey, that you know there's basically no hope of you starting over again. So to me, it's like I hate when brothers fall for that thirst trap and be like, "Oh, my dream relationship is being with a woman who makes six figures, um, and you know we'll have this type of limo relationship." And what I mean by limo relationship is that you basically like how a limo and a celebrity kind of relationship where like we know that the driver is up front, and you know when you're in a limo you don't ride shotgun. Basically you're riding like in a passenger seat, and so the passenger side of the limo is more comfortable, it's more relaxed, you know, you're pampered. And that's how I kind of view that relationship. If you know she was real and you know she was dating him, basically she's doing all the work, and basically you're just sitting back feeling pampered. You know she's pulling you and carrying you along, and you know you're just worrying about having a good time instead of worrying about having a patriarchy, instead of worrying about you know being a black man who leads. And I'm really shocked, but man, Sarge was right. We have too many black men who want to lead a relationship on a woman's dime. That's crazy. That's the main problem that I have with a lot of men, a lot of black men, and unattractive sisters. You know, because they love eating the bullshit up of the confident overweight woman. And the ironic thing is that these so-called overweight women that champion this kind of foolery, they're not cute and they're not light skinned. And so that double standard doesn't apply to you. So those brothers ain't gonna be flocking to you, you know, talking about, you know, oh, I love being with this woman's company, she's cute and all that. Well, those brothers are saying she's cute because she's light skinned and they can kind of, you know, fuck over her being overweight. When you're dark skinned, you know, they'll see it. They'll just kind of compare you to Gabby Sidibe or some other fat actress. So, you know, it doesn't work for dark skinned women. Sorry. That's just how these thirsty brothers are. Moreover, but overall, the scenario is fictitious. It's not real. It's impossible. There is no. It's impossible to or rare. There's no. Why would a woman, like if you meet a woman and she tells you up front, right out the gate, oh, that she's making six figures? Why would she do that? And what I said before, and I kind of saw this a mile away, I'm telling you this like, hey, she's a sugar mama. This is what the mime is saying. She's a sugar mama. She ain't trying to be in a relationship. She's just looking for company. This is a sugar mama. This has nothing to do with obese women having confidence. You know, and people kind of just, sometimes people just need to like go around certain shit and kind of get the edges and trying to understand what the fuck is going on, so instead of just looking straight forward all the time. Because people miss details and they don't read into shit. You know, I just kind of get frustrated with my bad, I was just looking, making sure that the thing is still on. But like I was saying, I get frustrated when, you know, brothers are not understanding patriarchy. They don't want to be a part of it. And it frustrates me because, you know, we are bombarded, black men, we're constantly bombarded on how we're not leading, we're not setting examples, we're not, we're not, you know, when we're in jail, it's the same typical 2008 conversation of how brothers are failing and lacking. And it's now gotten to the point to where it's like brothers are like, hey, I don't care about me, I don't care about all this. A woman will be, my wife will be my mom, my new mom, and we'll ride off to a castle, and she'll save me, and if she keeps giving me good sex, she's holding me down, you know, as long as the sex is good, that's what's gonna hold me down, and it'll keep me away from looking at other women. And it's like, man, brothers, come on. I can't believe we're falling for this shit, man. That's what gets me. Like, why are we falling for like the dumbest shit? This is a fictitious scenario, and brothers are just kind of like falling back like, damn, yeah, that's what I want, man. I want a woman to lead me. I want a woman to, save me from the hood. I want a woman that to make me feel, feel wanted and special. She has to save me. And it's like, why aren't we leading? We should be leading, and brothers for some stupid reason don't even want to lead. That's what gets me, is like, why, how come we don't want to lead and shit. It's crazy. But kind of lost my point for a little bit, but this is basically a sugar mama. And that's basically what it is, because I don't see the reason of a woman telling you up front. And this was in the first sentence. She's making 250K annually. And then they give out these little scenarios that she's well-rounded in sports, very social, she can cook. And the thing was is that it doesn't make sense. How can she specialize in everything? And she's making this much money. Hence, she's a black woman. Hence, she's black, and she's a woman. To a degree, when it comes to the corporate world, that's a double minority. That means she has to work twice as hard compared to a white counterpart, a white male. So she has no time for, catching up with what LeBron James is doing. She has no time for that shit. She has no time for like for like little cookouts with your homeboys and shit like that. So to me, it's like she has to be working long hours. She ain't got time for all that. But even if you know, I'm not even really gonna try to waste my time to believe that this shit is like legit. Cause to me, it's too fictitious, and it's a thirst trap. Because the minute the brothers see that, oh shit, she's making 6K. I mean, that's 6K, 6 figures. It's like, oh shit, that's a keeper. That's a keeper. And then we lose hope in like wanting to make a patriarchy. We lose hope in trying to create power. And it's like, okay, even if we're in the relationship, we end up being children. We just end up, just basking and swimming in her matriarchy. We don't even try to make as much money as her or more. And we just kind of live her lifestyle. And I'm surprised he had the nerve to say, like I said, he had the nerve to say, we are living good. Who is we? She leaves your ass, you nigga, you back in the hood. Who's we? And dude, you better recognize and know what the fuck you're dealing with, man. I don't know why brothers are so afraid to lead. These dudes don't even want, I can understand why a lot of black men are turning to like MGTOW, and going to these like men's rights, forums. I can start to see why, because a lot of brothers starting to think like they have some type of deserved privilege to where they deserve the archetype perfect woman just for existing, you know. A lot of brothers are probably so used to being around white company that they believe that they deserve white privilege as well. You know, that's what I think, because to me, I don't understand why brothers think they are. And sometimes I have to check myself too, because you know, sometimes I will say that, hey, I deserve, you know, I deserve this because of moral characteristics, or because I'm, you know, good, or some with morals. And you know, I have to check myself because, hey, you didn't work hard for it. You didn't um you didn't you didn't work hard for it. That's what I'm trying to say. And shit, did I just lose my point again? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, no, like you know, so I have to check myself because you know, I can't live my life feeling that I deserve something just because of morality. And I think a lot of brothers feel like, you know, they feel like they deserve, or they have that kind of Elliot Rogers mentality to where like they deserve a woman uh for, you know, for just existing. That's basically it. Just for, you know, being alive, just for being you. And a lot of black women kind of have this mentality as well, even though they might deny it. And the reason I say that is because for like the woman who was co-signing this, you know, she just kind of boasts around that, oh, she deserves a good man because she is proud of being obese. She's confident in being overweight. It doesn't bother her or get to her. She's doing all these great and fabulous things, and the weight is nothing to her. And I'm just looking at that. That's just pure denial. You know, that's pure denial right there. And you know, black women, some of these overweight black women think that just because, you know, they ignore their weight issues and they just kind of act all bubbly and giggly, you know, they think that, oh, that'll make up for, you know, not, you know, for not being in shape. You know, we give ourselves stupid goals and, you know, tell us that, you know, we deserve somebody because of, you know, this reason, you know. I feel like with guys even in general, guys think that they deserve women just for existing. And then women kind of have the same problem to where they deserve love just for being confident and ignoring certain flaws or, you know, issues. You know, they think that if they can bullshit their positivity and keep ignoring the negatives, that, you know, something greater will happen, and you know, something good will happen to where they will ignore the issues. But I have a real problem with a lot of black men not wanting to lead, and I can't really wait for this kind of for the this relationship forum that my club is hosting in like four. No, not four. It's not even four. It's really. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Is it? Yeah, yeah. In 3 months, and so I'm kind of excited for that because I'm going to be putting so much onto the table because black men really need to hear this. They really do need to hear it because, you know, when we talk about relationships, we end up wasting so much time on bullshit that we've heard millions of times. You know, we know all we know all the ways how to get a woman, how to get one night stands, how to you know, how to break up with somebody, how to do this, how to cheat without anybody knowing. We know all this, the ins and outs of a relationship. But the thing is that what is oftentimes missing in black relationship forums is the money, the aspect of money, and the aspect of forming a patriarchy to where you have men who are inspired, you know, men who don't have anything, who are inspired to start their own patriarchy and start, um, you know, following code. You know, that's something that's not discussed in a lot of these black relationship forums, is that oftentimes it just kind of, the flow of the conversation oftentimes go to where we're talking about women expressing their sexuality and feeling shame for sleeping with X amount of guys. And I hate these little hoes, but it's time to kind of ignore their little plea and talk about something that's a little bit more profound and a little bit more useful. And so that's why I'm coming into the table ready to spew out some stuff about money and establishing a patriarchy to where we have more on point black men, so black women won't have to be like Kenya Moore saying the most about, oh well, black men are in jail, um, black men can't get jobs, money, they're broke, and so we won't have to keep hearing this shit. And I'll probably say another thing that we kind of really need, that really needs to be said, and I'll say it, you know, when I get there, is that hey, we need, black men really do need to have standards, because I feel like people guilt trip us for wanting a certain type of woman.